Hey guys, it's Morgan coming back to you with another video on the beta, the 2024 300RR Race Edition. If you watched the last video, we were doing hard enduro-y kind of things to it. Today is actually an extension of that, even more stuff that I want to do because I want to make this bike more of a hard enduro bike. I'm really excited. We're going to be today adding a Kickstarter and a fan to this bike because those are two things that when you're riding hard enduro stuff and you're throwing the bike on the ground and it's overheating and all that stuff, having a Kickstart backup and a fan on the thing is super important. So I am now going to take the seat, tank, and pipe off, drain the oil, and I'm really excited to do that. I've only got a couple hours on the bike, but the oil in this thing is junk. The transmission shifts like absolute poop. Okay, it's not that bad. It's fine, but it does not shift like a like it should. And it's not the transmission, it's the oil. Because it comes with some motor oil, 1040, whatever, liquid moly stuff. We're going to Gear Saver because that's my favorite. I'm not going to go into that here. I've talked about it before. Gear Saver goes in all my two strokes, period. That's all there is to it. So yeah, let's get the seat, tank, skid plate, and pipe off this thing, and we'll go to work. Guys, one of my favorite things about this motorcycle is how freaking easy it is to get the tank off. 3 bolts, a normal hose instead of some weird connector like on a fuel injected bike, and she comes right off. And there's plenty of room underneath it for your hands. It's really nice. I like how that comes off. Molecule Motorsports skid plate for the win there. It's like, I will not, I just. Oh, they make one? Yeah. Fucking work great everywhere. Like I have no issues. All right, guys, here's the Kickstart kit real fast. Just want to show you. There's all the parts. Yes, we are adding weight. I don't care. Because I will not get stuck somewhere because my start button got crushed or my starter quit. Anyway, I'm pretty stoked. It does come with a new gasket. I'm going to reuse the gasket because it's brand new and it's not messed up. So yeah, I'm going to save that for later just in case. And as Richie was saying, we got to pull the clutch out real fast, get it out of the way. Oh, that's KTM. Yeah. Now. All right, guys, take a look here. Really, really nice clutch basket. Nice setup, just like a KTM, you know, billet steel basket. Everything's really nice, guys. Diaphragm damper, spring, which I have to admit, when it first came out in KTMs, I was super bummed out because that's what Harley Davidsons do, and I make it a point in my life to do nothing like Harley Davidson because I feel like it's the worst company ever. But I guess I got the clutch right. So that diaphragm damper spring actually works pretty good. So here are our parts. Got our idler gear and then the actual Kickstart mechanism. All right, guys, so one washer behind, or in the oil, because, you know, that's how we operate. If you're actually done any kind of mechanic work, you know exactly how I feel right now. So one there, idler gear, one there. Then we need, my assistant Richard Cologne is getting circlip pliers. Thank you very much, Richie. All right, we got this little guy, which is like the catch for the, I don't know what you actually call this thing, but it's like the catch for the Kickstarter. So I'm gonna go get some stuck nuts and put that on there because we don't want that coming loose. Part of Germany, yeah.
And he goes, I can't even understand what he's
All right, guys, put that in there. Super. It's just like any normal Kickstart, right? It's not any different. So now we got all that on there. We're gonna go ahead and put the clutch back on, and then I'll show you how we knock the hole out of that part. So 1 second. All right, guys. Richie had a good point. He said that he's actually not had great luck with these resealing, so we're gonna go ahead and do a new one. So that's a good idea. Good to know. Now, there is a circlip right here. Super simple. You just push that sucker out like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put it on before I put the seal on, just so I can grease the seal up and put it on there. But you could put the seal in if you wanted, but I think it's easier this way.
Tricks of the trade, people.
So guys, real fast, what Richie was just telling me is when you're putting this on, and if that doesn't just click right into place, you need to put the kicker on there, rotate it a little bit, because there's the gear just needs to line up with the other gear. So do that before you go running bolts in. Otherwise, you could break this, but you'll definitely end up with a leak. So good to know about that. Also, you got an O-ring over here, so you kind of have to force that in. And while you're doing that, obviously just check your gasket. Look in. Like it looks like it's maybe sticking down a little bit low here. So I'm gonna kind of just make sure it sticks up. That's all gonna kind of come into where it needs to be when you get the bolt through it, but just to make it easier.
The good news is, like, you don't have to pull it back apart.
All right, guys, real quick, just driving the seal in. The wrong spot?
I know. The one I just got for Brittany's bike did the same thing. It was super weird.
Guys, what we're talking about is this angle makes it so this kicker does not go in all the way. And heck with that. I'm going to grind that down and make it spin all the way in, because yeah, because yours go all the way in, right? All right, guys, ground that down. Watch, it's going to fit way better. Yeah, nice and out of the way. Stays inside the frame, so when my boot's here, it's not hitting that. Can you go one more? Nah, I can't go one more. There we go. Yeah, that's silly. Before, let me show you real fast. Before that modification, this thing, so sit on the bike, tucks in nice and tight. Before, it was like seriously like that, which is silly. So now it goes in like it's supposed to. It honestly feels like the detent catches better like that. It's like this is a miscast part, but whatever. That's nice though. Comes with thread locker already on that. Ooh, I need a 45. So you see what Richie did for me. He got some silicone in there. Keep that from leaking. It's just like the KTMs. They refuse to seal. I don't care who you are or what you do. If you don't do something like that, it's not going to seal.
Why do they run it all the way down there?
Bellray Gear Saver, guys. Best in the business. All right, guys. Really happy to have that on the motorcycle. That is a good feeling. So now it's time for the fan. Let me show you which fan kit we're using. All right, guys. We're going to use the Extreme Parts fan kit. Comes with everything you need. The mount, all that good stuff. So the reason we didn't put the coolant back in is we have to take the bung out of the radiator to put this in, and then we also have to take the radiator off to get this onto mounted up on the radiator. So it's going to be over on the right hand side. I'll bring you guys over there. Or excuse me, it's going to be on the left hand side. Normally you put the fan on the right, but Richie was saying that if I wanted to put a large tank on this, the IMS tank will hit that. So we're going to put it over here on the left. All right, guys, now I brought you in on the Ace Pro camera because I hope this is going to get a better look at what we're doing here versus my other camera. It's really hard to set up. So let's start by popping this radiator loose. And before I loosen it, I'm going to go ahead and take this out down here. Let's see. I'm going to take this bung out because it's bolted up. It's easy to get something on there. Now we're just going to unbolt the radiator from the frame. We can leave the radiator guards bolted to the radiator. All right, there we go. And then, so guys, you want to put the fan into the frame first. You've got these coarse threaded torque screws. They're going to go in from the inside out. All right, now I'm going to put this. So I like to get one side in, then get our rivets, put those in, and then we'll get the other side in. If you don't have a rivet gun, this could be tough. So I recommend you get one or use the shop that has one. Bring you over to the bench to finish this up. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie, that is a tight fit with this thing. I don't know if they've changed the radiators enough that would be a case, but that is super tight. And this is definitely the right kit for the Beta, at least the packaging says so. It's gonna work just fine, but that was not as easy as you'd hope it would be. But it ended up looking perfectly. So, or ended up looking perfect. So I'm happy with that. Just know that if you buy one of these, that's going to be kind of a tight fit. So let's go put this back on the bike and then we'll wire everything up. All right, guys. Next is the thermostat or thermo switch, I should say. Comes with a nice crush washer. So it's 180 to 195, which is what I want. Nice and high. You don't need it down low. And we're going to use our Nipex pliers, wrenches, because they're awesome. Now we've got a little wiring harness here. Going to run this up. Actually, hang on. Let me get some dielectric grease and put it on here. This goes here. All right, now this is going to go to our battery. All right, guys, got it all wired up. Zip tied this around here, drilled some holes in this so it can stay nice and tight. Come in here, zip tied to the frame here. These obviously tie in here, so that's, you know, fine. Comes in here, zip tie, zip tie, zip tie. Anyway, right to the battery. We got a fuse in line, so we should be good to go. Now, the next stage for Evans back into this thing, button this whole thing all back up, and then we're going to fire it up and run it and see if it comes on. Alright, guys, we're now going to test the Kickstarter and the fan. Kickstarter, because we're going to start this thing with the starter, the kicker, and then we're going to run around real slow, get it real hot, get the fan to turn on. So let's see. Oh, I like that. Alright, guys, I had to run this thing for a very long time to get it hot enough, which is good, but that is definitely on. It's working good. Super happy about that. There, you can hear it. Yeah, I had to run the thing forever, and then I actually had to get a blowtorch to heat the, not a blowtorch, but a little map gas torch to heat the thermocoupler up enough to make it go. So anyway, there you go, guys. Kickstarter fan install. Hope you guys like that. Make sure you stick around, and we will see you on the next one.